Woodley's Fine Furniture, specializing in handcrafted Colorado-made furniture, custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable leather furniture imaginable. You will not find better-built furniture in Colorado than at Woodley's. And how great is this? Woodley's has many designers on site who can help in-store or are available for an in-home design visit, complimentary. Woodley's design professionals are always eager to help with all your design needs. Visit woodleys.com and browse thousands of different furniture ideas.
Gareth, the Dollop is brought to you by Rocket Money.
Talk to me, Daddy.
Rocket Money, you got subscriptions maybe you forgot about, you didn't know about, you're paying twice for. What do you do in that case? How are you going to know?
I succumb to the pain of the reality, and I let it bleed me dry until there's nothing, until I'm a husk.
You don't need to anymore.
Huh?
There is Rocket Money.
What?
Rocket Money will cancel a subscription for you. And even if it's like some people, it's just too time consuming to deal with whatever it is, Rocket Money will handle it all.
Yes.
For me, they negotiated a yearly rate of a subscription down. It's a great, fantastic service. I seriously cannot say enough about it. You got a Packers radio subscription, which already is crazy. And that you have
Well, it was crazy. I just literally got it once. And I just was like, cool. There are many things. Even when I was trying to circumvent the California hurricane, remember when that was going on? Mm-hmm. You sent me this app and you were like, here's how you can track the storm. $7.99 a week. But I was like, well, I'll remember in 4 days to cancel it. No. And I'd been paying for that for like 3 months.
That's my fault.
Yeah, it is your fault. Yeah. But thank goodness my assistant Rocket Money helped.
So Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. I can see all my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with a few taps. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions,
which is crazy.
Saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/dollop. That's rocketmoney.com/dollop. rocketmoney.com/dollop. You're listening to the Dollop on the All Things Comedy Network. This is an American history podcast where each week I, David Anthony, read story from America history to man with face.
Gareth Reynolds, who has no idea what the topic is going to be about. What a face.
Why
we having fun? Huh?
No, I mean, I don't think anybody's having fun yet. We just started and you're being weird.
Oh, man. We're back in America. Yes. Oh, I got to tell you, my first interaction getting off the plane from Australia was amazing.
Oh.
So I get through customs and whatever. I'm leaving leaving the airport, have my bag, and I'm just walking.
Yeah.
It's 6:15 in the morning, so I'm out of my mind. And I go, as I'm walking, two people in front of me just stop, and they just go. And I'm like, what? And the guy goes, go. And she goes, you're just walking right behind us. And I go, oh.
Wait, they were mad at you for walking too fast?
That I was walking too close to them. And I just go, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get out of here. And the guy's German, the woman's American. And he goes, well, go around us. Go. If you're in such a rush, just go. And I go.
It's a fucking airport.
I go, okay. So I just walk around them. And then he starts walking really close to me. And he goes, how do you like it? How do you like it? And I just go, it doesn't bother me. And she's just like, there's so much room for you to walk. You didn't have to walk right behind us. And I
God.
Okay. And I was like, boy, it is good to be home.
Come on, man. What the fuck?
Just perfect.
You should have yelled, go back to Germany.
So many car thoughts on my way home where I was like, what should I have done?
Yeah.
There's so many awful things I could have done. But I also just feel like we're just in the era where it's like, Yeah, I don't think you want to push anything.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're probably right. But I think the best thing to do is just laugh at them at that
That's
point,
basically what I was doing.
Yeah,
I basically was like, okay,
yeah.
wow, this is nuts.
Or start singing Deutschland, Deutschland or something.
Deutschland, Deutschland. Hey, real quick, can we promote that we have an actual YouTube that's ours? We're trying to get the other one taken down. So at least can we beat it in subscribers? So go to the Dollop podcast. That is the official one. The Dollop podcast. Go fucking subscribe.
Hey, the language.
You're fucking so close to us.
And called it, quote, his jam pad.
Jam pad?
I'm the fucking hippo guy!
Dave, okay.
My name's Gary.
My name's Gary.
Wait.
Is it for fun?
And this is not going to become the Tiggly podcast.
Okay.
This is like anarchy.
On a 5-part coefficient.
My rules of play.
Now hit him with the puppy. You both present sick arguments.
No sleep till hippo!
No sleep till hippo.
Action part.
Hi, Gary.
No.
Nicely done, my friend.
Roder in the court.
Dollop. That's us.
Yep. Number one.
Bad boys. Bad boys.
What
of
you gonna do?
podcasting.
What you gonna do? By
Bad
the way,
boys.
there's a lot of people who say they're the bad boys of podcasting.
No way.
Wrong. Step
We're
aside.
it. You can't.
You're dealing with the bad boys.
Were you kidding me? There's no badder boys in podcasting.
And they know. People see us coming. They go, uh-oh.
I mean, we thought about calling this the Naughty Boy podcast just because of how bad we are.
No, we're the worst. How about this? We're the worst podcasters in the business.
That's right.
Period.
Awful.
Nobody's worse than we are.
Nobody.
We're the
will
worst.
We're terrible.
We're the worst, and our show is terrible.
Awful.
I'll teach them.
1863. Year of our Lord. J-Town. Who's dealing meth.
Sure. What the good Lord.
Ella Cherry was born in Lynn County, Massachusetts on a farm to Father Thomas and Mother Laura. Thomas said they were nobility.
They were nobility?
Yeah, he said we're nobility, which is...
Is that just something you say when you're on a farm?
That's just such a lie. That's such a crazy...
My mother raised me to believe that, too, for myself.
Did she?
Yep.
There's so many people that do that kind of stuff. And he also said he had been a farmer for an English earl, and then he fell in love with Laura. She was the earl's daughter.
Okay.
And then they eloped together to America, because who wants the filthy gardener marrying your sweet, sweet nobility daughter?
Sure. Well, you go to America, where all is possible.
Well, we're all noble.
Yes.
The family also claimed Laura was a direct descendant of Edward Rawson, who was the Secretary of Massachusetts Bay Colony for 30 years. So OG, they're OGs.
Sure.
They're nobility. They got it all. They got the full package.
Sure.
What's not to love?
I don't know. The nobility stuff?
In the mid-1850s, they moved. They moved quite a bit around this time. Michigan, Illinois, a bunch of towns in Iowa. And finally they end up near Marion, Iowa on a farm.
Okay.
And Thomas tells his new neighbors that he's a landscape painter.
How true is this? Are they just pathologicals?
They seem to never, sounds like they never saw a painting.
Right.
Mostly what they saw him do was farming. So maybe he thought that's what...
Landscape painting was?
Yeah.
Paint that corn! You there!
It could have been what he's doing.
Paint some hay into the barn!
He could have been a terrible farmer.
I don't know what paint is!
Yes. So they start having kids. They're popping them out a lot.
I'll tell you, what I'm painting is the inside of my wife.
All right, I'll see you later.
Okay, I'm going to actually go too. It's a double walk-off. Wait, by the way, we're the bad boys.
Yeah, we're the bad boys.
We're bad boys. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, go complain to the FCC if you don't like the bad boys.
I mean, if you don't want bad, then don't listen to this podcast.
There are a lot of podcasts out there with good boys.
We come in naughty. By 1871, they had 6 girls and 2 boys. Now, one son, let's say one boy, because one died as a baby.
Sure.
And then another daughter died as a child. So we're down to
regular numbers.
5
It's
girls,
just
1 boy.
must be shocking to have 7 kids and be like, 2 are gonna die.
That's actually, I think, better than normal numbers, I think.
What year are we? Like 1860s?
1850s.
18, yeah, that's pretty good.
So 5 girls, 1 boy. Then Laura Cherry dies in 1875. So the kids now have to help Thomas with the 40-acre farm.
I'm gonna need help painting the farm a lot.
Yeah, if you could get a brush or a roller.
We're gonna need to
get out
paint
there
a
on
lot
the
of the
dirt.
corn.
By the way, we are not making money.
So much painting we need to do to sell.
So the kids' names are Ella, Elizabeth, Addie, Effie, and Jesse, and the boy is Nathan. So they're poor. They're poorly dressed. They're barefooted. They're socially awkward. But at school, the girls like to perform.
Okay.
So it's like you. They're like you so far. Poor, barefooted, socially awkward, but like to perform.
Yep, they got an escape, which is what I had.
A classmate said the 5 sisters did not mumble through Friday recitals like other students. They banged
Said
it
the
out.
words. Yeah.
Quote, one time Ella gave something in which she was supposed to be a hunter. What did she do but throw a dummy pigeon of some sort in the air and then shoot at it? It scared everyone, including the teacher, half to death.
Now, let's just point out that that's insane, and that if that you couldn't do that today in woke America.
Or could you?
That's a good point.
Thank you.
Good work, bad boy.
Yeah. Nathan goes to Chicago to work.
Okay.
And then they never see him again.
Okay.
He's just like, fuck those people.
How old is he?
I don't know.
9?
Yeah, I mean, it's the 18. Yeah, I mean, he's probably a teenager, I would think. Thomas then dies in the mid-1880s. So, but at least 3 of the girls are in their 20s at that point.
Sure.
Or as Effie wrote, quote, orphans to battle our way through life alone.
Christ. It was really like having kids then was just like how turtles have their babies on the beach, and then it's just like that walk from the hole to the ocean is like, 6 of you are probably going to get through this.
Yeah, there's birds
200.
Coming.
Yeah.
There's seagulls coming.
Yeah.
But they're 20 and another one's 18. Like they're at this point in the 1800s, you're like that's like 60. Like
yep, established.
So they worked the farm for years. It's dairy and poultry. The girls resolved to never drink. They were never going to drink. They were never going to go to parties, and they said they would never kiss anyone except each other. I am really cue the music. You know what I mean? Welcome to the bad boys of podcasting.
I'm sorry. I obviously want to be a fellow bad boy, but I'm not going to co-sign this bad boy one too much. Hey, am I right? A little lesbian incest for you, fellow bad boy? Let's hit the elbows. So the list gets stranger.
It's a weird list.
Not drinking ever. Okay, I get that. I'd say try it once. But
parties is weird, but
I am, but so the sisters are just going to kiss each other.
Yeah, so maybe
they're kisters.
They're kisters. They're gonna, maybe I don't know, tongue. I don't know what's going on.
Well, what do you know?
I know what farm life is.
Are they doing tongue? What do you know?
I mean, I think for our own story, we should say yes.
Okay, but we don't know. But we will just say tongue.
We have no idea. They also said they would not marry or in any other way threaten their tight bond as sisters.
Unless it was each other.
Yeah, unless it's... So, Ella was small. She was a homebody. She enjoyed physical work. Lizzie was taller, blonde, and a very skilled painter. She was actually out there.
I don't think Dad knows what painting is.
And the wheat. She painted a lot of the wheat.
I don't think...
What
the hell are you doing to that canvas? You farming?
Daddy, I'm making crops.
You farming on that painting? What are you doing? You're not going to make any out of that money. Now get outside and paint the crops with the rest of us.
I'm making crops.
You can't sell that. Your sister's just in there wasting her life farming when she should be out here painting with the rest of us.
Hey, Daddy.
These cucumbers aren't going to paint themselves.
Hey, Daddy.
What?
You're dead.
What? I'm dead?
Yes.
Is that true? Am I about to die? Oh, I already died?
Yeah.
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, sugar puffs. Oh, no. So I'm just a ghost dad just sitting here shouting at you things from beyond.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Oh, well, look, while we're at it, stop kissing your sisters.
With
The hell are you... Stop.
Just in tongue or just in general?
What's a crazy fault at all?
Addie was brown-haired and mathematically inclined. Effie was the musician of the family. Jessie was the baby. She was very delicate, they said.
Okay. It's like the Spice Girls.
Yeah, well, you said it. By early 1890s, Ella managed the farm and their 6 cows on her own.
Okay.
And Addie worked at a boarding house, and Jessie went to school, and Effie and Lizzie lived in town and worked at a dairy store.
Okay.
So in January 1993, Effie told
1993.
Addie,
Come on.
And sorry.
Grunge
18.
was starting.
Let me change that. Okay. Back to 18. I
2.
took it back a century.
Okay.
In January 1883, Effie told Addie she had decided to perform at an opera house and thought all the sisters should join her.
Uh-oh. So, Spice Girls.
Well, you said it. I mean,
So-
maybe this is one of those stories that you put in suggestions and it follows your suggestions.
It's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Choose my own adventure. All right. So the Kissing Sisters are performing.
Yes, they are. Well, Addie is actually not so sure. Quote, Effie, there are some people in this town who would try and make it disagreeable for us. But Effie replied, quote, that doesn't bother me in the least, Addie. I am not afraid of them.
Okay.
So she's ready to fucking
Show 'em.
it up. Go to Showtown.
Sure.
So the Cherry Sisters put together an act, right? And they're going to perform at Daniel's Opera House in Marion on January 20th. And they rent it out for $5 a night.
Okay.
And tickets are sold at the local drugstore, as you know.
Of course.
We did.
When the drugstore is a place.
Get it yourself aspirin and a ticket.
Yeah. Or no, you'd also get like a soda or whatever.
You want a soda pop?
No, I'm saying they wouldn't. I'm not actually
2 soda
ordering
pops.
How
about a sarsaparilla?
I'm just explaining. I don't even know how this is working, but I'm just
2
explaining.
sarsaparillas.
No,
Jeffrey.
not for me. Not for me. I'm just saying
Jeffrey
that
is making your sodas as we speak.
I was just pointing out that was something that did happen here. I'm not. I don't even live in this time. I don't know how I got
interest
here.
you in a sucker?
No. I mean, I'm like intrigued, but no, because no, actually, no. I'm not even looking to stay here long. So I'm gonna
Need
go.
a hotel room?
I mean, I live in the year 2024, so I'm gonna need to figure out how to get there.
Well, you're never getting back.
I probably need a hotel, but I don't have any money or anything, and
Well, that's a shame. Looks like we do need a worker here, so
I
need someone to hand out the tickets.
I mean, I
And
had
also
like
to clean
things
the
are
cat's
pretty-
asshole. He's
Whoa.
had some problems.
what?
Well, he's got a dirty bottom. He's unable to clean.
Well, he's supposed to look. I'm not. I'm gonna try to figure out how to get back to my time. But the cat stuff sounds crazy. I mean, the cat should be able to clean it. I'm not trying to.
If you make money here working for us, which I think you will, you can use some of that money to buy tickets to watch the girls kiss out back. And they are
Sisters.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. They are. They are sisters.
He's just it's a weird. It's okay. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll go watch him kiss. I mean, I'm not like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Why don't you
well,
take the cat with you?
the cat's really throwing me for a loop in all this because I'm kind of like,
He can't reach.
oh, he can't. Well, Yeah.
Spine's fused.
His spine is fused to what? His spine is fused. The vertebrae are fused?
That's correct.
Fused naturally, or someone fused them?
Sure.
All right. You know what? I'll take one ticket to the Girl Kiss show. And by the way, a great joke here would be they should call themselves Kiss, but you wouldn't get that.
What?
Yeah, because that's okay. All right.
You're never gonna leave this time.
It's weird that you're saying it like that, because you kind of didn't know what my deal was for a minute. Anyway, where the fuck are these sarsaparillas, by the way? I don't know what Jeffrey's deal is, but those should be near that minimum.
Jeffrey, this man is being mean to you. Would you like us to deal with that?
I guess I gotta be him too.
Are you Jeffrey?
Yeah, I was doing the voice because there was no guy, so I didn't know who. I wasn't sure what was going on. I wanted to help you, but yeah, I'll just roll.
Okay.
Yeah. That feller didn't pay for his sarsaparilla. It's still me.
Yeah, I know. So they put up a poster that said lovely costumes, rare and sweet music, laughter by the yard.
Yard laughs.
And rumor is that they wanted to raise money to go to the Chicago World's Fair, but they probably just needed money to keep farming. I mean, it's also 1893, which is a huge depression year.
Sure.
So on January 21st, 1893, Ella, Effie, and Jessie make their stage debut.
Okay.
Their hair is painted bright gold.
I can only imagine what their gold paint either looked like back then or what chemicals were in it.
Well, they used leftover sign paint.
All right, so it's not going to be good for him. There's definitely toxic.
The costumes were said to be equally bizarre.
Okay.
The curtain came up, and Ella performed a self-written ballad, Old Sam Scratch, in blackface.
Oh, I was going to sing it, but now I'm not going to sing it because that's crazy. Oh,
Blackface with gold hair, by the way.
Oh, my God. Oh, crikey. It's the what, like... performing in, but she'll get canceled if those images ever pop up. But that to me is there's many egregious, nightmarish things we do in our past as whites.
Yeah,
but Jesus, performing in blackface is
not great.
Yeah, just.
So Jessie played the harmonica and sang, "Oh, why did they dig Ma's grave so deep, little Nellie?" Sure. Effie then sang, "I Am Growing Blind." Show was just over an hour, and the audience cheered and loved it. But the audience is mostly made up of like well-wishers and acquaintances, not strangers. Like it's all people they kind of know.
Okay.
So the Cedar Rapids Gazette reviews it, quote, "A polished and recherche affair. The people of this handsome, overgrown village on Indian Creek absolutely crowded and jammed and pushed and hauled and literally walked over one another in wild efforts to procure seats."
So it's that popular. Come on down to Indian Creek to watch blackface.
The reviewer did say they were good, but didn't say they were good, but didn't say they were bad either. He just kind of didn't mention the
No,
talent.
I think when you're kind of reviewing a show, it's important to not mention the performance.
No,
just
I
the
wouldn't.
facts.
Just bring up whether or not they're bad boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quote, "The sisters had a keen appreciation of Uncle Sam's legal tender. The public wanted fun. The public got it. The young ladies wanted money, and they got it. They made $200, which is about $7,000
$7 million today. Oh, 7,000. Okay. It's a good night. Good haul.
So with that success...
Probably a lot of kissing backstage over there.
A lot of kissing backstage, yeah. So they planned another show, and they booked Green's Opera House in Cedar Rapids. Now, this is one of the largest theaters between Chicago and Denver. Different audience. Mostly very distinguished people in Cedar Rapids. They're used to seeing talent like Lillian Russell, and they are not entertained by the sisters.
You must be real nervous.
They-
Before the show, you're like, well, let me know if I missed any spots for the blackface. I'm about to go out there and sing about how shallow Mama's grave was dug.
Jesus Christ. They throw cigars, food, and anything else they can get their hands on.
And people are just like, why are they throwing hot dogs and cigars at us?
Yeah, well, they were singing. Anytime they sang, a reporter, quote, Miss Elfie had hardly raised her voice when the uproar began, and the noise and confusion soon drove her behind the curtain after repeated efforts on her part to quiet the house. Pieces of tenderloin, liver, and other articles rained upon the stage. When they started...
Huh? It's pretty good.
I mean, that's a good way to get meat, right?
Yeah. It's great.
When they started breaking up furniture to throw, the manager turned off the lights and told everyone to leave.
Jesus Christ, your break up furniture bad is really...
That's not good.
No, it's the bottom.
Yeah. So the review this time in the Gazette is very harsh. Quote, such unlimited gall as was exhibited last night at Green's Opera House is past the understanding of ordinary mortals. Their knowledge of the stage is worse than none at all. If some indefinable act of modesty could not have warned them that they were acting the parts of monkeys, it does seem like the overshoes thrown at them would have conveyed the idea in a more substantial manner.
Jesus Christ.
So the reviewer is now just kind of taken.
Now he's gone
different. It seems like it would be the same reviewer. I mean, how many reviewers can they have?
Could be different.
Yeah, it could be. But now he's kind of taking cues from the audience, right?
Yeah, right.
So the sisters are angry. They do
Sure.
not like this review, and they go to the Gazette office and they demand a retraction.
Okay.
Which reviewers, it's not really a thing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So they talk, and the editors tell them to write their own letter, and they'll publish it. So they did. And they wrote it like it was from the Gazette.
Okay, smart.
Quote, the young ladies were refined and modest in every respect, and their entertainment was as good as any that has been given in the city by home people.
By home people. People from home.
The homes.
Ah.
And they weren't done. 3 days later, they charged the editor with libel.
They did?
Addie did, yeah. She's like, it's libelous what you wrote.
Wow.
And the Gazette, so somehow they come to this idea of having a sham trial at a theater, an opera house.
The girls did.
No, I think the Gazette did.
The Gazette
and the
did,
girls
okay.
went for it.
Okay.
It's gonna lead to publicity.
Sure,
So, yeah.
it's an idea. Something.
So,
I know what I'll put on my face. Don't.
Now authorities said that's where the trial was going to take place. So it seems like it's real, but it's not. You know, they're trying to make it seem like it's real.
Sure.
But most people think it's not real, and they think the sisters in the paper colluding, which is what's happening. And the paper encourages its readers to all go. They probably were getting a part of the door, right?
Sure.
So it was held in March 1893, and the theater manager first asked the audience to restrain themselves and said the sisters were fellow citizens. So let's
calm down.
And the crowd
Plus, they're going to
yelled,
kiss. These girls kiss each other, and they're related.
"Hello." The crowd yelled, quote, no, not for a minute. We are not going to behave ourselves.
Sure.
So Lizzie and Effie came out and were met with kazoos, horns, and whistles.
Boy, kazoo times are just...
I kind of wish kazoo times were back.
You do until you live in it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no.
Do you think a lot of kids don't know what kazoos are today?
I would imagine that there are a lot of people who, the younger people don't know what a kazoo is. Because I think that things like the phone has replaced so many things.
Yes.
I know one guy who whistles still, and his name is Luke Simmons.
Of course he does.
And he whistles all the time.
Whistle.
And I'm like, what is you doing?
No, he's like a woodshop teacher from the 50s.
Yeah. He's just walking around just like... And I'm like, buddy. I'm like, I kind of missed it until it started happening. And then I'm like, good, fuck this. And kazoos.
So the girls are speaking, but everyone's yelling and it's so loud no one can hear them. And in the end, the editor in this sham trial is found guilty, and they sentence him to go to their farm and feed all the animals. And then he was to allow one of the girls. He was going to be allowed to choose one of the girls to marry. That's the punishment.
What?
Yeah.
What is going on? This was a sham trial.
But once that's over, the next day, the Gazette wrote that it was worried the Cherry Sisters would harm Iowa. So they're right back at it. The Gazette's right back at it. Quote, these girls intend to go to Chicago and give an exhibition. That might be a great deal of fun for people at the World's Fair City, but wouldn't it be a black eye for Iowa?
Black Iowa?
Iowa.
Sure.
Now that they're more famous, the sisters were offered a night at the Burtis Opera House in Davenport. So they're moving up. Every
Sure.
It's a step up.
Yep.
The Davenport Democrat wrote that the audience could bring anything they could hide in their coat to throw at them.
So now it's becoming kind of like wrestling.
It's a thing. The show isn't the show. The show is
The show is being right.
The theater had the paper state that, quote, revolvers had to be left at the door and rocks.
Oh, come on.
Why? What the hell?
I was going to kill Addie.
If I can't shoot a lady, what's the point of buying a ticket?
I was going to kill some of the sisters.
I'm going to go shoot a lady outside then.
That's better.
Also, rocks that would not pass through a 2-inch ring were to be prohibited.
Okay. This is pretty large rock still, but
you
okay.
could throw a rock under 2 inches.
That makes me feel like you could throw any rock.
That seems.
They're not going to trace them.
That seems terrible, actually,
Yeah.
now that I think about it.
Well, that's why back in the day, they used to have a 5-day waiting period before you could get a rock.
Yes.
So.
But only 2 sisters appeared at the show because the 3 others had to stay at the farm and take care of the family cow who was sick.
Okay.
The audience wasn't too poorly behaved. A few months later at the Grand Opera House in Dubuque, it was much worse. The opening song was met with thrown potatoes, onions, tin cans, and cabbages.
Gonna make a soup.
Okay, think about how hard a cabbage hurts. A cabbage is a big, thick, meaty
head.
It's fucking, you're not kidding around when you're throwing a cabbage at people.
No.
It's not rotten. We're not talking about rotten fucking food here. We're talking about a heavy fucking cabbage.
Cabbage thick. Nice thick cabbage.
Someone later shot a fire extinguisher into one of the sisters' faces, and she fled drenched.
Jesus Christ. I can't imagine what was in fire extinguishers back then.
I think it was just water.
Oh, that's better than now.
Like pressurized water.
Okay.
The other sister came out holding a shotgun, but was driven back by a, quote, volley of turnips.
That's just, come on. Know your place. I would be able to withstand a turnip toss to fire my gun if I wanted to.
Turnips are hard, too.
Bullets are hard.
I think you'd be a big crybaby and would not like the turnips, and you would not stay there.
Look, first of all, I know exactly what I'm getting with a turnip. I would know they were hard, and I would still be able to kill the audience that was ruining my show.
You sound like you just fell off the turnip truck.
I would also sing the song, Turn Up for What?
This got really bad.
This got pretty bad.
It's
We're the bad boys.
So, then someone threw an old tin wash boiler on stage, which is basically
I was just getting rid of it. Isn't this a swap meet?
That means somebody brought it in.
Yeah. And somebody was like, you can only bring stones that'll fit through this 2-inch ring. And they're like, can I bring a washer? Okay.
wash tub? Can I bring my tub?
Will it fit through this ring hole?
The theater manager had hired the marshal and 7 of his men to keep order, but they didn't do anything.
Okay.
And as the sisters
Uvalde.
fled, as the sisters flee the theater, their carriage is hit by eggs and stones thrown by young boys outside. And Effie afterwards says the whole event causes her health to suffer, and she was, quote, confined to her couch for weeks with nervous prostration, which you've had.
So I would get bong hits. That's what that says to me. Bong hits. Bong hits will keep you on your couch with anxiety.
You are a bad boy, aren't you?
I'll tell you what, I'm not the good variety.
So the mayor orders an investigation. And witnesses were questioned, and they came up with an 8-page report.
What is the question about? The behavior of the audience towards the women?
I think how it all happened,
Sure.
and were people in danger and everything.
Right.
Most of the blame was put on the publicity because the publicity was like come and throw shit and yell at them.
Right, okay.
And so that leads the crowd to believe obnoxious behavior is not just tolerated, but they expect it.
Yep.
And the theater manager did nothing to stop the disturbance. The marshal was admonished for handling the giving supervision of his men over to the manager to choose. But the police were not blamed for the whole thing.
Cool. As usual.
So the sisters get this. The report comes out, and they don't agree. So they sue the city of Dubuque.
Okay.
But the suit fails. But they definitely enjoy suing.
Uh-oh.
It's one of their things.
We like kissing and suing. And I like blackface. Stop saying that. Jesus.
Yeah, please. So the pattern of what this is now established. Give a performance. Well, see good ticket sales. There's audience behaving really badly. Then act outraged. Maybe sue. And then go right back to the same thing. Next show.
Okay.
Gareth, the Dollop podcast is sponsored by Squarespace.
Yes.
Squarespace is, of course, a website, domain, merch, online store, just all kinds of stuff.
It's doing everything. It's getting better and better.
Yeah. I've always used Squarespace. I can't remember having another website, and it's been decades now.
Only website I've ever had. Only website the podcast has ever had. Everything we do that has a website, we do with Squarespace.
I worked with Squarespace before the internet existed. So I started with them in like 87.
I don't love that claim.
It's try to prove it's not true, buddy.
Pretty easy.
They have really great templates, super easy to use. You're not updating stuff. And
merch, you name it.
yeah, they got custom merch. You can easily sell custom merch and create an income stream. You design your own stuff, production, inventory, shipping, all handled by them. They have a video collection if you want to host video content, organize your video library, showcase your content. You can sell access even to your videos. And then, of course, they have a fluid engine. Why don't you talk about the fluid engine, Gareth?
Okay, so we used to be running on Steam. No more. Now we're putting stuff in it and we're cooking with gas. Squarespace.
Fluid Engine is a next generation website design system from Squarespace. Yep. It's never been easier for anyone to unlock unbreakable creativity. Start with a best-in-class website template and customize every single little detail. Drag and drop technology for desktop or mobile. It's great. Fluid Engine. Built in with Squarespace. So look, head to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/dollop to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Hurry up.
Some banks tout the bells and whistles of digital. Some credit unions emphasize putting people first. But why make a big deal of things that should be an expectation for you? Red Rock's Credit Union provides trusted support, tailored solutions, and financial opportunities for your life. But you shouldn't need to be told that, you should just expect it. Red Rock's Credit Union doesn't strive to meet your expectations, they're striving to exceed them. Red Rock's Credit Union, 9325 Dorchester Street or redrocks.org. Federally insured by the NCUA.
They keep touring Iowa. Jefferson, LaPorte City, Grinnell, all the greats. They hit Kansas, they go to Illinois. And then the owner of the Olympia Theater in New York City is very in debt. He had tried to produce operas, but he tried to produce them in English, so nobody wanted to see him.
Lazy.
So he thinks hiring the Cherry Sisters is going to help.
Okay.
He's hoping the worst act in the world will get him out of bankruptcy, basically. So he sends his theater manager to Iowa to talk to them, but all the sisters are on tour except for Lizzie. And then she negotiates and signs an agreement for all the sisters except for Ella to go to New York, make $100 a week, also railroad fare and hotel included. But then when the other girls hear about it, they're like, that's a fucking terrible deal. Because they were making way more than that. They were making like a lot of money a week. But they're like, well, she signed a fucking contract. So
we got to honor that.
Yeah, we got to honor it. So East Coast audiences are fucking thrilled. They've been hearing about this. They've been hearing about this show. And all the sisters, all 5, perform at the Olympia Theater. And Jessie, first show, Jessie sings a solo called Corn Juice.
Corn juice, make it open on the loose. You got corn juice, juice of corn.
Do you feel like you cheated a little bit?
Why?
Addie wrote an essay which she recited titled
Corn Juice. Corn juice is very important to all of us if you think about it.
It was titled The Mystery of the 19th Century.
Corn juice. A story about corn juice. Dave, corn juice is one of the greatest things I've ever heard. It might be what the episode should be titled. Corn Juice. A song called Corn Juice.
I mean, everybody wants to hear that song.
Corn Juice. Everybody, I was trying to think what would unite us in this time of great divide. And then it came to me when I was sitting on the train. I was in the caboose, and I started thinking about corn juice.
Corn juice.
Corn juice. It's the kind of juice that is on the loose.
Okay. I mean, I like that. Let's,
corn juice.
Yep.
Corn juice.
Okay.
That's kind of it. Yeah.
No, we need.
Or you could go a bunch of different ways with it.
Well, let's hear another verse.
Okay. Think about it. Think about the juice of corn. That is like the crown of thorns. Think about the corn juice. That's something I would put in a noose. I'm gonna kill the corn juice and make it nice. Do it once and then I'll do it twice. I like corn juice the way you do. I want corn juice 1 and 2. Give me a can or is it in a box? I don't know, but this liquid sure rocks. How do I get it? Where is it from? I'll suck corn juice like it's a bunch of... We'll be right back.
Oh, I like that. They did a skit called The Gypsy's Warning.
Oh, Christ. I'm glad I laid it all on the line for corn juice.
So when the show starts, it's just quiet. People are kind of unable to comprehend the terrible performance that they are seeing.
It's that bad.
Yeah, it is that bad. But they start screaming and yelling at the sisters and just basically enjoying the worst show they've ever seen.
Sure. So it's like The Room.
Yes, it is exactly like The Room. They hiss, they boo, they throw rotten vegetables. New York critics thought Iowans took the show seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So
once again,
yeah,
like
okay. We're
this
much.
show is garbage.
How could they enjoy this? One wrote they were, quote, probably respected at home and ought to have stayed there.
Right.
The critics now, so the show is going on for days and days and days, and the critics are competing basically for who could write the most brutal review.
Right, taking the bait.
The New York Times called them the freaks from Iowa.
Nice.
And said, quote, 3 lank figures and 1 short and thick walked awkwardly to the center of the stage. They were all dressed in shapeless red gowns made by themselves almost surely, and the fat sister carried a bass drum.
Jesus.
None of them had shown a sign of nervousness nor a trace of ability for their chosen work.
Okay. Really singling out the heavy one.
Yeah, really going for it.
The 3 sisters are terrible, but the fat one is awful.
Holy crap, one of them's fat.
One of them's real fat.
The New York Tribune, quote, Miss Jessie narrowly escaped being pretty, but her sisters never were in any such danger.
Wowie zowie.
So they're just going for it.
Jesus.
New Yorkers pack the theater.
Yep.
Every night. 12 days after opening, the New York Herald reported the owner had paid off most of his debts.
Because they're that bad.
They're that bad. They played to packed houses for 6 weeks.
Wow. And reviewers are like, but the show's dog shit.
It's bad. Audience threw rotten vegetables out on the entire time. Newspapers reported the city's vegetable sellers could not meet the demand of their regular customers because so many were being bought by theater goers.
Hate vegetables. Okay.
Hate vegetables. Once the New York run was over, the girls headed for California, stopping in towns and cities along the way. And after playing Foster's Opera House in Des Moines, the Iowa State Register ripped them. Quote, it was the most insipid, stale, weary, tiresome, contemptible 2 hours work we have ever seen on the stage. Every man who laughed or jeered or hooted or howled at them reviled himself.
Well, maybe you should just take a plank of wood and try to crack one of them with it.
Yeah, you could.
You can do whatever you want.
You could shoot him. You could hit him with a
I drowned
rock.
Daddy.
You could hit him with a pipe.
Yeah. Try to explode him.
The Montezuma Republican reported the owner and editor of the Register was at the show, and he fought a vegetable duel with Lafayette Young, a future senator. So the owner and editor of the paper that just attacked them was at the show.
Right.
Dueling. Having a vegetable off. The owner accidentally hit Young with a cabbage he was throwing at the sisters, and then the two men started throwing vegetables at each other. And another man who knew them had to step in to stop the vegetable fight.
Sure.
And when the curtain came down, quote, they were all three wrapped in each other's embrace, weeping. They had to have been shit-faced, right?
That's not even an excuse, though. I mean, what are they even?
I don't know. Corn.
Hey, guys, we've never seen a reaction like this to anything we've done.
Corn.
Okay. Are they want to hear corn juice again?
No, corn.
Well, if you want to hear corn juice again, that's no problem.
Corn.
Corn juice. Corn juice. Don't look upset. It's corn juice. Corn juice. Corn juice. Corn juice. We got corn juice. And it's different this time because it's got corn juice. And it is juice of corn. And we got corn juice to the juice of corn. And corn juice in the corn. It's corn juice.
All right, that was good.
Yeah, even I quit on that.
So they keep doing shows. And the... Sorry, young Finnegan wants a ride. So. The sisters keep on doing shows, and critics keep attacking. And they're inventing new ways to turn a phrase to attack them. Billy Hamilton of the Odebolt Chronicle, quote, Effie is an old jade of 50 summers. Jessie is a frisky filly of 40, and Addie, the flower of the family, capering monstrosity of 35. Their long, skinny arms equipped with talons at the extremities.
Oh, come on.
Swung mechanically.
Come on.
And another way frantically at the suffering audience. The mouths of their
pheasants.
The mouths of their rancid features opened like caverns, and sounds like the wailing of damned souls issued therefrom.
They're skeletons with wings. Awful.
Effie is spavined. I don't know what that is.
Spavined.
Addie is string-halt, and Jessie, the only one who showed her stockings, has legs with calves as classic in their outlines as the curves of a broom handle.
Good God. Really just relentless.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I mean, people just are, it's almost like the reviewers feel like they're taking part of it, but it's much more brutal because it's not part of the show. It's like,
yeah,
they're attacking them. They're attacking their features and their
By the way, also just giving them great press, right? I mean, this is why
Yeah.
people are going to see the show, because they're heels.
Yeah. When the Des Moines Leader reprints that attack, the sisters sue the paper for $25,000.
Okay.
Judge Bishop of the County District Court asked to see a performance of different pieces of their act. So
That's hilarious. Well, I suppose the only way for me to know how this goes is for you guys to do your entire act. What's this corn juice song? Excited to hear about this.
So once he saw the act, he decided for the paper.
That's so funny.
The sisters then appealed to the state Supreme Court. And there, the editor said the show was, quote, the most ridiculous performance I ever saw. There was no orchestra there. The pianist left after the thing was half over. She could not stand the racket and left. So the court rejects the appeal or sides with the paper.
Okay.
And all this litigation put a dent in the Cherry Sisters' finances.
Okay.
Hold on. Sorry. He needs a response.
He needs his daddy.
He needs his daddy. He's 72.
Wow.
Yeah. But the trial, again, as you said, brought them more publicity.
Yep.
And they keep touring, but at the turn of the century, the tastes of theater goers are changing now. Vaudeville shows are becoming, so this is all on vaudeville, right? These are all vaudeville shows.
Uh-huh.
So vaudeville shows are becoming more and more sophisticated now, and they just seem kind of, it's just like
silly.
Old.
Yeah. Right.
They're being booked less and less and at less popular venues. Then they're at a gig in Hot Springs, Arkansas in 1903, and Jessie dies. She had both malaria and typhoid at the same time.
It's putting a lot on the Hot Springs curing for you to, by the way, it's not great.
She's 33. That's pretty young.
But just like Belushi.
Was he?
Same way. Farley too.
And he also died of Belushi died of cocaine and malaria.
Hot Spring. Yep.
Hot Spring, yeah. So nobody really seemed to notice that she died. It wasn't like anybody really seemed to care.
That's cool.
Her funeral was in Cedar Rapids on October 7th. There was just a tiny mention in the personals of the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Effie said the joy of their life was gone. And with their little sister's death, they stopped touring. They're done.
Okay.
Over the next 11 years, they do 7 shows.
Wow. They must have been horrible.
Addie and Effie opened a bakery which specialized in cherry pies. Get it?
Nope.
They're the Cherry Sisters.
Ah, yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
So that was during World War I. And Lizzie did the baking and Effie managed the business. And the sisters ended up making living quarters out of part of the bakery. So they live in there, baking pies.
Sure.
Cherry pies.
Sure.
Q Warrant, the song Cherry Pie.
It's a great song.
It's one of the best.
Did a lot for women's rights, if memory serves, too.
100%. Yeah, it was one of the biggest. Yeah.
Part of the suffragettes.
So the bakery's fairly successful. One customer said they did not like to discuss their success on Broadway. So people would keep trying to ask them about it, and they would just kind of not want to talk about it.
No, we make pies now.
So they did try some comebacks. Now this time just Addie and Effie. No one else wants to do it. And in 1918, they appeared as a special feature with the Williams Stock Company at the Majestic Theater. The Cedar Rapids Regrets was Cedar
Rapids Regrets is a great paper.
Isn't that a good paper? I think
night.
we should.
Wow.
I think we should start it. Open it.
Everything's negative.
Whoops.
Murderer saddened.
The Cedar Rapids Gazette now takes it easy on them. It calls them distinguished local artists, and the paper reports ticket sales are so brisk the theater had to take measures to stop scalpers from buying up huge blocks and reselling them.
Sure. Right.
So that, yeah.
They have to step in.
Yeah. Did like
Plus, now they're kissing. I don't know if you guys have heard that.
Imagine if someone did that now.
Yeah. Strange.
Yeah. The Cherry Sisters told the paper they did not want charity and they wanted their performance judged on its merits.
We're not looking for charity.
Oof.
Ouch.
Oof. After the Gazette critic wrote that they, quote, were applauded last evening instead of having things thrown at them. So it's like
big.
They're older now, right? Like it's like
still a great time to throw some tenderloin at one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
big,
just chuck some chuck their way. Yeah,
with a big old piece of meat. It's very possible no one wanted to throw vegetables because they're just too old, or maybe they just feel bad for them, or it's a nostalgic show. Also,
inflation is like.
Also, maybe the audience is older, so they're like, I don't feel like throwing anything.
Yeah, I could see the theater being like, please, no more meat.
Variety wrote that the audience was jovially hissing.
Okay.
So after the successful show, the sisters return to running the bakery, but it fails during the Depression. So they go back to the stage. And in 1924, Effie runs for mayor of Cedar Rapids. Her platform includes an 8 p.m. curfew for children and a 9 p.m. curfew for adults in the winter.
Come on. What are you talking about? What? You fucking lost everybody. Excuse me, I'm a grown-ass man. You need to go home to your bed.
That's it, you're done.
You need to go home and get into your bed.
She promised to look into the garbage problem, which she said should be hauled away, quote, before it walks away by itself.
Sure.
She wanted to ban profanity on the streets.
Mm-hmm. You can't do that, okay.
And require swimmers to use more modest bathing suits.
Interesting.
And she said too many parks were destroying the moral fiber of the community. Quote, I like beautiful parks, but the young folk are going to them times when they shouldn't and in a way that they shouldn't.
There's a time to go to a park, and there's a way to be when you are at the park at that time. And most young people don't understand when you're supposed to go to a park and the decorum of a park. You can't just do anything in a park.
I go around 4 and we throw the ball around.
Oh my God! Jesus God!
By ball, I mean testicle. The one.
Oh my God! No, what?
Hey!
Look,
I will vote for you if you kiss your sister.
Well, we already kiss. It's a pact we made.
Do it again.
I just don't love your ball stuff from before. That was crazy.
Tongues.
It's not like that. We're just like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of is, I guess.
It is.
But we're not going to kiss for you. We just kiss when we're off the stage. Look, what's the matter? You never heard of kissing sisters doing a show together? Get over it, Jack.
I have not.
All right, fine.
Have you heard of the? Whoa!
Oh.
Holy shit!
I made corn juice.
Oh God, so did I.
We're the bad boys.
So she wants to get rid of parks. Why not just close the parks at a certain time? Whatever.
Sure.
So Effie launches her campaign in the Majestic Theater, and she thanked the papers for all the publicity over the years, and that they all got in the past. But she said stories about them using a screen to block vegetables were completely untrue.
We would never. We are not screeners.
We let it hit us.
We absolutely. What we say is if they throw it, let us have it. And I'm not just talking about the green. Yes.
I'll take a cabbage to the face.
Absolutely. And I have taken a cabbage to the face. I can throw carrots at my ass and Brussels sprouts at my hooters, and I'll stop. By the way, we're kissing.
You know what else you've taken to the face?
Huh?
My lips.
That's right. I don't know if you heard, but we're sisters who kiss. We're like the Marx Brothers if they jerked each other off.
Oh my God. That would be a crazy movie.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm jacking them off. Why am I jacking them on? How come if something's coming out, I'm jacking them off? I should be jacking them on. Anyway, I never honked a horn so loud as this guy's horn. The other day I was horny. Gave that guy a horn. Enough of Hoppo.
Of 10,000 votes, she got 805.
That's great. Good for her.
It's under
Landslide.
1%.
Oh.
Isn't it? No, it's under 10%.
No,
it's 8%. Yeah. It's 8%. She ran again 2 years later, and this time her platform was cleanliness, thriftiness, and morality, and this time she got under 500 votes.
No more parks? I don't know. I felt like my message before was dog shit. I don't know.
I could kiss all my sisters.
Good Lord. I mean, I've said I'll get rid of parks. I've kissed my sisters. These people just don't know what they want.
What the fuck do you want?
You people are so confusing.
In early 1933, they did a show in Des Moines, and when the theater manager tried to pick them up at the station in an old two-horse carriage, Addie demanded a conventional taxi. At the theater, she also made the theater post notices warning other performers not to smoke, swear, or in any way annoy the sisters.
Very particular for a show that's horrible. Look, we've got to stay focused to bomb.
The only other act on the show was a burlesque.
Hello, I'm Smokey the Cussin' Sex Clown.
Fuck. It was a burlesque queen and her 10 sweethearts.
Oh, boy. What?
That sounds...
What is going on there?
That sounds risque.
Good Lord. Wow.
Yeah. The Register reported, quote, business boomed and the audience booed. Late in 1934, the Gazette got a letter from Carl White, the Cherry Sisters manager. He said the sisters were appearing with burlesque acts throughout the country and were again making, quote, the big dough because of his genius.
What was his genius?
Just getting him into burlesque shows.
Okay. Smart.
He also said he proposed to Effie, who was twice his age, and that she had not yet declined.
I've got good news. I'm on pending.
I am in limbo.
She's not passed.
Have you heard of purgatory?
There's a good chance she'll answer. You know it's good when you get on one knee, say, will you marry me? And she doesn't say anything. She just ran out of the room. I got a pretty good feeling about this.
He also said she wouldn't let him speak to another girl, forbade him from drinking anything stronger than milk.
Which is, I don't know if you've ever gotten milk hammered. You could do it if you drink enough.
I have.
Drink 6 to 7 gallons, you get sick.
Yeah, vomit.
Wasted.
The sisters denied everything he said. He turned out to have just been one of their many managers. They had hired 6 managers in the last 7 years. But he was correct that they were traveling the country and doing shows. And in 1934, they did a show in New York on a bill with Gracie Allen and Tallulah Bankhead. They performed all over Iowa and Chicago and St. Louis and Minneapolis. After a show in Des Moines at an auditorium barn dance, they were interviewed. It was like a radio station put on the barn dance. So they were interviewed. And during the interview, they denied they'd ever performed behind a screen to stop vegetables.
Boy, we're really hung up on that, huh? That's sort of like the steroids in baseball. Now, what about these claims that you all are not actually getting pelted with vegetables at all, but you've got a screen in front of you? We just want to once and for all extinguish that BS. We've been hit with every vegetable. Well, I don't know. You ladies look pretty clean for a group of girls who've just been hit with a farmer's market.
It's got to be like a vaudeville thing, right? Like it's not.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be authentic if they were hiding from the vegetables.
No, it wouldn't be, because that'd be like, especially if that's why you went there.
Yeah,
and you were like, my turnips didn't even hit them.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
threw radishes at him, but it didn't. By the way, such an easy one to know, right? It's not like screens were invisible back then.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh yeah, it stopped before it hit any of them.
They'd be all over the stage, the vegetables.
Leaving there like, boy, I tell you, there's something strange. I feel like they got a force field around them or something like that.
Them women are magic.
A lot of my beats didn't even make contact with them. I don't know what they got. And they swear to God it's not a screen.
Ella died in 1934, and then Lizzie died in 1936. Her personal assets were $45 and a quarter interest in the family farm, which was now involved in litigation.
Okay.
Their claim was dubious, the claim they were making, whatever it was. I mean, they were always suing, so it was just another fucking thing.
Right.
Effie and Addie were living in what was left of the estate on the farm.
Okay.
Which was just the basement.
Eesh. I guess
like,
it's just
well,
us.
Well, times have changed.
Let's kiss.
Basement girls. You're my basement cherry. They were taken to the county poor farm in the winter of 1934.
Poor farm?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like for indigent,
Sure.
vagrant types. So these last two sisters struggled on into the 1940s. They were moving from place to place in Cedar Rapids. And then Addie had a cerebral hemorrhage at 83.
Wow, I can't believe she made it to 83.
Yeah, right?
Kiss me.
Kid, I made it because of the kisses.
Kiss me, you fool.
In 1934, Effie died of heart failure, and both were buried in Linwood Cemetery, Cedar Rapids. The New York Times wrote a full-column obituary for Effie. A later editorial in the Times called the sisters, quote, one of the strangest episodes in American vaudeville.
We're welcoming anyone to the funeral who wants to throw trash at the sisters.
Quote, during the 10 years when they were on the stage, the sisters must have had to fight hard to keep from learning something about dramatic technique or to keep from putting into practice what they couldn't help learning.
Wow.
Maybe the Cherry Sisters knew better than the public what was really going on. Be this as it may, they left behind an impressionable memory, and they gave more pleasure to the audiences than did many a performer who was merely almost good. But the biggest thing they left was a precedent. In the case of Cherry versus the Des Moines Leader, the sisters appealed to the Iowa Supreme Court, who ruled, quote, the editor of a newspaper has the right, if not the duty, of publishing fair and reasonable comments, no matter how severe. And if it's a public figure, quote, if one makes himself ridiculous in his public performances, he may be ridiculed. And the case has become a landmark for freedom of the press.
Wow.
And is still cited in arguments about libel and fair use.
So freedom to fair, right, it is fair use. So basically it's the freedom to just be like, that sucked. Can you imagine what would be on YouTube if this didn't happen?
Right?
Oh, my Lord.
And like the reason I can call someone an idiot in Australia without getting sued is because of precedent like this. Like right. Idiots, like you're like, well, I mean, you can call a guy an idiot.
Yeah. You did often when we were just there. Yeah, me. Constantly. Yeah. Publicly. Always. And yeah. And we kissed a bunch.
A lot kissing.
Yep.
Well, it's a part of the show.
We should point out to people now that the show is pretty scripted. Some of the shows we're just doing The Wizard of Oz, and there's a lot of kissing.
Yeah. A lot of kissing.
I
can't remember the fucking word. Sources. The Cherry Sisters by Stephen Fuller in Iowa History Magazine. The Shaming of the Cherry Sisters, How Vaudeville's Worst Act Fought for Fame and Respect by Jack L. High, NPR, and the AV Club.
Wow. Well,
and yo mama.
It certainly, there is a lot of you can see a lot of parallels to today because it's like there are a lot of things that you watch because they're bad.
Well, wrestling is a great example.
Wrestling is, especially the heel, it's like very much like you love to hate, but also when you're when you're able to be interactive and throw things at people. I mean, assuming they're not bringing a goddamn screen, which just chaps my hide. But you are even now with social media, it's you know, like you almost kind of like I'm obsessed with like Christy Gnome's Twitter because you're like, man, you're a train wreck. Like that, there is that impulse inside of us to watch the terrible and kind of enjoy it maybe more than the good.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why people will listen
like
to
bad stand-up. That's why people love the Bad Boys stuff.
Yeah, the Bad Boy stuff.
That's why people come back to the Dollop. By the way, we are the Dollop, but just so people know, after 10 years, we're the Bad Boys.
Yeah.
We're bad.
On the Naughty Network.
On the Naughty Network, we're the Bad Boys. So, sorry if you missed the old version, but that's not us.
Now we have an edge.
Yeah, we're the Bad Boys. And we are bad. I mean, why don't you tell the audience the worst thing you did last week when you bad at?
Worst thing I did?
Yeah, the like meanest, rudest, baddest thing that you did.
I took some milk that wasn't bad and poured it in the sink. Bam.
Why? This doesn't make any sense.
Because someone wanted it. Someone was going to drink it.
Who?
God. Look, the Inquisition is.
Well, it just seems weird. Was someone in your house?
Yeah.
Who did your wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I also jerked off in front of the dog.
Hey, gang, we're the Bad Boys. So just get out of the way if you don't love it. Good Lord.
Oh, what's up, Gear Force? That's right. You are the Gear Force, and you love it. I love it, too. Hey, it's Gareth from the Dollop. Listen, I got some stand-up dates. Go to GarethReynolds.com for tickets and information. I'll be in Chattanooga, Tennessee, June 18th. Nashville, June 19th. Huntsville, Alabama, June 20th. Atlanta, Georgia, June 21st, 22nd. Then I'll be in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, June 26th. East Providence, Rhode Island, June 27th. Boston, June 28th. 2 shows. Springfield, Massachusetts, June 29th. Rochester, New York, June 30th. And then July 5th through the 6th, I'll be in Canada, in Toronto. Go to GarethReynolds.com for tickets and information. You know we got that Gear Force merch. Come join us. GarethReynolds.com, best shows on earth. That's what everybody says, not me. Gear Force, love you.
Hi, Steve Powers here from McDonald Hyundai in Littleton. We are grateful that many of you have found us at our temporary location still on Broadway, just a few blocks north. It's springtime, Colorado, and we have excess inventory and are offering the best incentives. Think of us as your Hyundai outlet. Lease the 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 5 SEL all-wheel drive long range today for as low as $199 a month with zero due at signing. See Vince and his team for details. Visit McDonald Hyundai at our temporary location at 5295 South Broadway or McDonaldHyundai.com.